Hey, this is Nick, and in this video I'm going to show you a little bit about offline operations. My terminology, when I use the term offline, I mean you're operating on a Windows installation that is on a partition other than the one that is currently active, that is currently live. So if you're running from a Windows PE-based boot CD, or you've attached a hard drive's a client's hard drive to a technician computer, then that client's hard drive and the Windows installation on it I consider offline. So when we go to the offline operations page, the first thing D7 is going to do is attempt to guess the offline partition with a Windows installation on it. If that's not there, you can just use the refresh button if, for example, you've just attached your hard drive. The next thing we have over here is the name and number, and this is the PC or work order number and client name used for reporting purposes. It's the same thing on the system info page, but it's also right here. You can click it if you need to change it, and my info tip is incorrect for that. We'll fix it. The next thing we've got below that is the suspected OS. It's either Vista or Windows 7. If you click on that label, it'll ask you if you'd like to load the offline registry to gather more detail. We'll just choose yes and see what happens. Okay, now it knows that it's a Windows 7 Ultimate Retail. So that should be the specific version. Below that we have the Windows directory. You can click this to open the Windows directory on that G drive. User profile directory below that, click to open the user profile directory. And then newest mini dump. Now if a mini dump is there, you can click on this label and it will launch Nearsoft's blue screen view and point it to the offline mini dump folder for examination of all of those mini dumps. So that's really nifty. I'll just it's not going to work for me without a mini dump there, so there's no point in clicking it for you. That does it for the top half. We have get product keys, which will retrieve the Windows product key from the offline installation, and the Office product key as well. It will use a combination of D7's own internal or functions and Nearsoft's product key. Then we have list offline apps below that. What that will do is try to gather a list of the offline apps, or the apps that are on the offline Windows installation, anything that's installed there. It gets that list from the registry. And then below that we have get mini dumps, and that will just snatch all of the mini dumps and allow you to copy them somewhere on your system for analysis in case you need something more powerful than blue screen view, like if you're using the Crash Analyzer Wizard or WinDebug or something like that. Below that we have a registry section. Edit offline registry. This is the most neat feature. What that does is it loads all of the registry hives from the offline Windows installation. As soon as you click OK, then it will start regedit. And in regedit, you see here we have a bunch of hives under local machine that start with the name guest. That is anything guest underscore belongs to the offline Windows installation. So we have the default user, the software key, the system key, and then we have two different user accounts. So you can manipulate those registry areas on the offline Windows installation easily. When you close that, it will just unload those registry hives. We have replace registry with a backup. Not designed for Vista and 7, so I can't show it to you. It's designed for Windows XP. What that does, and actually, in fact, I can make this work on Vista and 7, and I need to update it. But for XP, what it does is it goes into your system volume information directory and enables you to pick from all of the different restore points it finds in there. Pick a registry hive, and it will restore the whole registry hive set to the Windows installation, overwriting what is actually there. I'm sorry, backing up what is actually there and then overwriting it. Then we have below that disable blue screen, auto reboot, and enable mini dumps. This does exactly what it says. It disables automatic reboot and enables the mini dump reporting on the offline installation. That's useful in case you have those items enabled and you can't get into Windows, of course, or rather you have them disabled and you can't get into Windows to enable them on a problematic PC that won't boot. Then we have some repair tools. We have SFC offline. This runs the system file checker offline. The important thing to note about this is that it is only compatible. This is using Microsoft's own SFC tool. It has this capability only with Vista 7 and 8. However, if, for example, you're using SFC on a Vista partition, you cannot run it from a Windows 7 box. You have to run it from a Vista box. That's just a limitation of Microsoft's, so I can't do anything about that. We have System Restore offline, and that's the same deal. Check disk is my check disk wrapper for Windows. Basically, it just runs check disk on the target partitions until no errors are found. Next, we have Fix IDE. This is for Windows XP. Fix IDE is a very old utility that I wrote. This will fix your bad motherboard controller drivers. It's particularly useful after a motherboard swap. And then below that we have Fix AMD. That actually really needs more description. That fixes a blue screen associated with AMD systems caused by Intel Power Management services. A lot of times that can happen after updating Windows to a new service pack, and that is also something you typically only see with XP. Then we have password removal. D7 Locksmith is the trick, and Locksmith has a lot of words and one real button. Make modifications. The words basically say explain what Locksmith does and how it works, but essentially you just hit make modifications, then you can restart the computer, or rather shut down your tech computer, then start up your client computer with that hard drive in it, and you'll use the accessibility icon on the login screen of Vista 7 and 8. In XP, basically it just creates a service that that runs to remove all of the account passwords. When you first boot to the login screen in XP, it will not let you log in. The password will still be there, but if you let it wait for a second or two, it will remove the password. And even though there's a password prompt still remaining, just click on the user account icon and it will log you in. Actually, I think that's going to do it for this video. I will cover the malware removal section and the techniques used with that in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.